US updates. Full script. Green card renewal alert. New fee and deadline confirmed for 2026. Estimated runtime, 14 to 16 minutes. Narrator tone, warm, steady, trusted friend. If you are a green card holder, a naturalized citizen, or a family member sitting at home waiting on a visa decision, please take a moment to breathe with me, just one breath, because I know what you have been seeing lately. The headlines are loud, the language is heavy, and if you are like many of the people in our community, you may have picked up your phone this morning, read something that scared you, and thought, does this affect me? Am I safe? What do I do now? I hear you. My name is Piper, and my goal today, my only goal, is not to add one more ounce of anxiety to your day. It is to sit with you right here and give you what I call the quiet truth. No shouting, no exaggerating, no panic, just the facts, explained simply, the way a good friend would explain them. If that friend happened to spend a lot of time reading government documents so you don't have to. Today, we are talking about something very specific and very real. The 2026 green card renewal fee changes, and the new deadlines that have now been officially confirmed. We are going to look at what changed, why it changed, who it affects, and, just as importantly, who it does not affect. Because sometimes the most powerful thing I can tell you is, this one is not about you. You can rest. We are going to separate the rumors from the reality, together. Now, before we go any further, I want to say something important. Something I say in every single video, because I believe it matters. I am your guide. I am not your lawyer. Everything I share today is for your peace of mind and your education. It is explained simply, drawn from public government sources, official USCIS announcements, and verified legal reporting. But your individual situation is yours. And if at any point today you feel that something I mention connects directly to your case, please write it down and then speak with a qualified immigration attorney. That is not me pushing you away. That is me protecting you, because you deserve accurate, personalized guidance, not just a YouTube video. All right, now that we have that on the table, let us begin. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine you have been living in the same house for 10 years. You know every corner. You know which step on the staircase creaks. You have built a life there. And then one morning, someone knocks on your door and says, the rules of the neighborhood are changing. Your first instinct is fear, naturally. But then you find out the rules are not changing for you. The rules are being updated for new residents, and your lease, your foundation, still solid, still protected. That is, in many ways, what is happening right now in the world of green card renewals and immigration processing in 2026. Let me explain exactly what has changed and why. USCIS, that is the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, officially confirmed new filing fees that take effect in 2026. This is not a rumor. This is not a leaked document from an anonymous source. This is a published final rule that went through a formal review process. Here is the simple version. The cost to renew your green card, officially called the I-90 form, has increased. The new fee is $415 if you are filing on paper. If you file online, USCIS has confirmed a small discount, bringing that number down slightly. This is their way of encouraging digital filing, which is faster for everyone. Now, I want to pause right there, because I know what some of you are thinking. I am on a fixed income. I am retired. I did not budget for this. That is a real concern, and it is a fair one. So let me give you two pieces of information that may bring some relief. First, USCIS still offers a fee waiver program. If you meet certain income requirements, You may be eligible to have this fee reduced or completely waived. This is not widely advertised, but it exists, and you have every right to apply for it. We will talk more about how to do that in just a moment. Second, if your green card expires in 2026, the clock is already moving. The recommended window to file your renewal is 6 months before your expiration date, not 2 months, not 1 month, 6 months. This gives USCIS time to process, and it gives you time to breathe if anything needs to be corrected. Write that down. 6 months before expiration. That is your personal deadline. Now, I mentioned a court ruling earlier in our conversation, and I want to address it, because you may have seen headlines about it, and those headlines may have used words like blocked or halted or chaos. Let me translate that for you. The American legal system has what we call checks and balances. Think of it like a 3-legged stool. You have the government, the executive branch, you have Congress, the legislative branch, and you have the courts, the judicial branch. Each one watches the others. Each one can say, "Wait, let us look at this more carefully." That is not chaos. That is the system working. A federal court, specifically in a New York district, recently asked the government to pause and review certain policy implementations related to immigration processing timelines. The judge, in simple terms, said, "Before this goes further, I want to make sure the homework has been checked." That is it. That is the whole story. This is not a law change. This is a policy pause. And there is a very important difference between those two things. A law change goes through Congress. It is debated. It is voted on. It is signed. It takes time, sometimes years. A policy pause is a temporary hold while a court reviews a specific procedure. It is like a yellow traffic light, not a red one, not a stop. Just slow down, let us look. In the vast majority of cases, this kind of judicial review does not affect individual green card holders who are already in the system, already processing, or already approved. You can rest easy because if your I-90 has been submitted, if your green card is current, or if you are a naturalized citizen, this court activity is happening above your situation. It does not reach down and touch your individual file. Let me speak now to our seniors, the men and women who are 60, 65, 70 years old, and watching this on behalf of themselves or on behalf of a spouse, a child, a grandchild who is waiting. I see you. I want you to know something important. You have likely lived through more uncertainty than any headline could describe. You have navigated systems, crossed oceans, built families, and filed paperwork in a language that was not always your first language. And you did all of that with strength. That strength is not gone. It is still yours. For seniors who are sponsoring family members, perhaps a son or daughter abroad, or a sibling waiting for a visa, I want you to understand something about the petition process. The law is on your side. When you file a petition, an I-130, a family-based application, that filing creates what is called a priority date. Think of it like a number in a very long line. The date is locked in. Even if processing slows down, even if there are court reviews, even if the news feels noisy, your number does not disappear. Time is a factor, but the structure remains. The line moves slowly sometimes, but the line is real, and your place in it is protected. Now let us talk about something that causes a lot of quiet suffering in our community, and I want to address it directly, with honesty and with care. The waiting, the silence from USCIS, the weeks without a letter, the months without a case update. You check the website, nothing new. You check again, still nothing. And that empty inbox, that empty mailbox, it starts to feel like an answer, like something must be wrong. I want to tell you, with complete confidence? No news is often just processing news. USCIS handles millions of cases every single year. Millions. And the system, while strong, is not fast. It was never designed for speed. It was designed for accuracy, for verification, for security. That takes time. And during that time, during the quiet, your case is still moving. Just slowly, like a river underground that you cannot see but can trust is still flowing. Delays are normal. Denials are rare. And those two things are not the same. A delay means we are still looking. A denial means we have decided. And denials, when they happen, almost always come with a written explanation and an opportunity to respond. They do not simply arrive in silence. So if you are in the quiet, stay patient. Stay calm. And if it has been significantly longer than the published processing time on the USCIS website, that is when you speak to an attorney or contact your congressional representative's office for a case inquiry. That is a free service. It is available to you. Use it. I want to take a moment and just sit with you, because behind every green card number, there is a person. There is a family. There is a story that did not begin with paperwork. Maybe you came here with one suitcase and a telephone number written on a piece of paper. Maybe you work nights so your children could go to school during the day. Maybe you are the grandmother who learned English at 62 because you wanted to be able to talk to the teacher at your grandchild's school. I know you are counting the days. I know the empty mailbox feels heavy. I know that every time your phone buzzes, there is a small moment of hope. Is this the update? And a small moment of disappointment when it is not. That wait is real. That feeling is valid. And you do not have to pretend it does not hurt. But here is what I also know. You are not waiting alone. There are hundreds of thousands of people in this country, right now, sitting in the same quiet, waiting with the same hope. And the system, slow as it is, was built to eventually, faithfully reach them. All of them, including you. You are part of something larger than a single case number. You are part of a community of people who chose this country, who invested in this country, and the law, at its core, was written to honor that investment. Let me bring it home now, quietly, clearly. Here is what is confirmed and true as of 2026. Green card renewal fees have increased. The I-90 filing fee is now $415 for paper filings, with a discount available for online submissions. This is official. This is final. Fee waivers are available for those who qualify based on income. You can request Form I-912, the fee waiver application, directly from the USCIS website. It is free to request. It is worth checking. The deadline to act is 6 months before your green card expiration. Not later. Earlier is always better. Set a reminder. Tell a family member. Make it official in your calendar. Naturalized citizens are not affected by renewal requirements. Your citizenship does not expire. Your passport may, but not your citizenship itself. Renewing your U.S. passport is a separate, simpler process, and we will cover that in a future video. Current green card holders with valid cards, you are stable. Carry your card, keep a copy at home, know your expiration date, and file on time. Court reviews and policy pauses, while real, operate at a level above individual case files in the vast majority of situations. Stay informed, but do not translate national news into personal panic. The system is strong, the structure remains, and the law is on your side. If this video brought you even a small amount of peace today, I am glad. That is exactly why I am here. Please leave me a comment below. Tell me where you are in the process. Tell me what questions are still sitting on your heart. I read every single comment. Everyone. And your question today might become someone else's answer tomorrow. If someone you love is going through this, a parent, a neighbor, a friend from your community, please share this video with them. Quietly, kindly, the way you would hand someone a glass of water when they are thirsty. Subscribe if you have not already. And turn on the notification bell, not to create more noise in your life, but so that when the next update arrives, you hear it from a calm voice first. Stay informed. Stay calm. Take care of yourself and the people around you, and I will see you in the next update.